From your experience, what shapes teenage girls the most today in our society? Is it social media? Is it friends? Is it home influence? Or is there something that is deeper that we should talk about? Today we are talking about something that quietly shapes who young women become, their identity, and more specifically, how teenage girls begin to form a sense of self, as they grow into womanhood, and what shapes all of this. So I'm having this conversation with Iniubuwa. She's someone who works very closely with teenagers and has a background in guidance and counseling. I really want us to look at this from both experience and observation and not just, opinion. But before we get into the questions, I would want to actually start with you. I'd like to know what your own teenage experience was like. Were you someone who felt grounded in who you were, or was it a journey of figuring out yourself?
I wouldn't say I was figuring out myself because I was this shy person. I was this shy girl. Always, I used to see myself as someone that can't, that can't speak for herself. I'm just that can't speak for myself. I used to feel very intimidated then. When I was a teenager, I was so quiet. Mommy used to say that if they tell her that I'm going to be this quiet, she wouldn't believe, because when I was young, I was very stubborn and all. So not until I went to a boarding school, and boarding school helped me. Boarding school is one of the things that helped me to become this outspoken person. I don't know if anybody knows.
Oh, okay.
It made me become this outspoken person. I stopped being shy. I can face crowd. I can face people, talk to people, and yeah.
Was it out of survival, or was it positive influence? I don't know if you're like, when you talk about going to boarding school as teenagers, mostly it's either you survive or you are intimidated or you are crushed or something. That's the idea. I didn't go to a boarding school, so I wouldn't be able to speak on that. But I'm saying, did you have to become outspoken to survive, or were you just positively influenced by your environment?
I think it's both, because then if you're the type that you don't know how to speak for yourself, you get bullied. Because when I first got to the school, the first day I got to the school, my older sister went to the school. The first day I got to the school, they were saying, we'll show you Pepe. Your senior sister did this to us, did that to us. At first I wasn't scared. I told them that I'm not scared. Not until I started experiencing what the scenario there was like. Fear first gripped me. I got scared at first. So then it got to a point, they started hating me for no reason. When a new student got into the school, they were saying things that were not true about me to her. So that was the reason why I just thought that, okay, I think I need to, no matter how, if you go to that boarding school and you don't become who I am, like you don't become this outspoken person, I don't know if you'll be outspoken in your life again.
Okay. So more like you had to because of your environment, you were influenced into becoming outspoken.
Yes.
Okay.
Because of the kind of people around me.
So that's like your identity forming due to the environment that you found yourself at that point in time.
Yes.
Okay. Were there other things that that formed in your identity, or was it just about the being outspoken or being shy? Were there other things? Were there other beliefs that formed, from that experience in boarding school as a teenager?
I wouldn't say the other things. That's the number one thing that actually helped me. It's helped me to find myself, actually. It's from then I started to realize that I can actually be my own comforter. Like my own, I can confide in myself. If I'm going through one thing or the other, I know how to talk to myself, and because at that period when nobody liked me then, so I didn't have much people that I was talking to. So I learned to talk to myself. I learned to, sit myself down and
be your own defense and everything.
Yes.
So there's this Bible scripture that I want us to look at, and it's from Psalm chapter 125 verse 1. It says, those who trust in the Lord are like Mount Zion, which cannot be moved, but abides forever. And I want to modify that scripture to say those girls or women who trust in the Lord are like Mount Zion, which cannot be moved, but abides forever. And cannot be moved speaks to firmness, stability, and strength. And listening to you now and the woman you've become, the lady you have become right now, it made me think of the fact that identity in womanhood, because you are a very outspoken person right now. This is like in Neolu, I know. if you ever told me that there was a time in your life where you were shy, I would not believe it. You're a very outspoken person. So this is your, I think we continually evolve, but this is your identity right now. I think you get, so that scripture talks about firmness, stability, and strength. And I'm thinking to myself that, identity in womanhood is often shaped long before adulthood. So you're outspoken now because of experiences you probably had that forced you to becoming outspoken. So I want us to explore what actually shapes a girl's identity. For you, the outspokenness that you have was from that environment that made you do that, and what it means. So I want to explore what actually shapes a girl's identity beyond being able to be outspoken. I want to talk about beliefs. I want to talk about faith. I want to talk about friendship. I want to talk about culture. I want to talk about personal things that gets them going. What makes them their essence, right? So, and what it means to grow into a woman who is truly grounded from within. So I'll be asking you questions, and we want to get your insight as a guidance counselor. So, from your experience, what shapes teenage girls the most today? Is it friends? Is it social media? Is it home life? Or is there something deeper that shapes the teenage girls that we see in our society today? What do you think shapes teenage girls the most?
I would like to use myself as an example. It's first of all, everything comes together. Everything is like stage by stage. First of all, comes from your environment, where you find yourself, the kind of people that are around you. So if the people around you are bullies, that will kind of shape you in a way to, it's either you take it to be more intimidating or more outspoken. So if your environment is the first thing that is going to determine how you're going to behave in certain situations. Then the next thing is now your own. It can start from your home or start from your environment, but it's between those two. It starts from there. So it can start from the home, the way your parents are, the relationship between your parents, between if the person is motherless or the person is fatherless, it actually shapes the child. And there's this saying that second child are always stubborn, while first child are always. For me, it's not like that. My sister, not born me when I could talk back to my sister. Well, I have another sister. She's the firstborn, I'm second. So the other families I've come across, the second born is always kind of in a way, yes, but not for me. I can't talk back to my sister or say anything. I respect her a lot. So I just feel like your environment will determine and how your family is. Before we now come so from that environment, you're going to meet friends. So that is when friends can now, the kind of friend your environment will now determine, will now shape who you actually are. And that is when you're a teenager. It's when you now start to get to a certain age in your life. That's when you now know that, okay, this is what I like, or this is what I don't like. So I feel as a person, my opinion is the environment.
So when you look at teenagers around you, because you currently teach some group of teenagers.
Yes.
So when you look at the teenagers around you now, would you say it's friendship that shapes how they behave, or would you say is because a lot of people have this idea that social media is a primary shapener of young people we see these days. So do you share that same belief, or do you think that it is more of the friends that they keep than social media?
So the teenagers I teach, some of them don't have a phone.
Okay.
So it's mostly the friends they work with. Why some of their friends we have a phone. So whatever the friend is going through on that phone, whatever it will affect the other person that does not have a phone. So it's mostly the friends.
Okay. So the next question is, at what age do you think girls start forming a stable sense of identity? At what age?
I would say maybe 19, maybe 18 or 19.
That's like the age of the age of consent in Nigeria. Right?
Because you can be 25 years, you should not know yourself, you should not know who you are. So I don't think there's a particular age that is fixed to that. You can be 30 years, you should still be acting childish. You can be 16 and you should act mature, very mature. So there's no problem. I would say that the average might be 19, 18, 16-year-old now.
There's that age that they say that the frontal lobe would develop. What's that age? There's an age bracket that will say, oh, her frontal lobe has developed now.
I don't know. Okay. I don't know. Side of that one.
Okay. So, how much influence do peers and online content really have on how girls see themselves?
Peers. This country is the country that no matter how we want to do it, the way Nigerians will say something to you, you first go and think about your life first. So if you say, imagine you don't have friends around you. I, for one, now, I'm somebody that if I'm friends with someone, I will tell you the truth. I have a friend that will tell me that, your mouth is bad. I say, I'm not tell you the truth. Nobody else will tell you the truth now. So your peer will actually determine, sometimes, let me say all the time, your peer will actually determine who you are. You say, show me your friend and I'll tell you who you are. As a teenage girl, it might be hard for you to say, okay, I don't want to move with this person, or I want to move with this person. So I think another thing that can shape a teenage girl, that's the question, right?
Yeah. The question is, how much influence do peers and online content really have on how girls see themselves?
Okay, online content. Another one is the parents. You see all these Gen Z parents now. A picture of one baby girl wearing bikini to take. The girl wear suit for this girl and pants to take her birthday photo shoot. She wear shades, looking all sexy. Babies are not meant to look sexy; they're meant to look cute. I saw one baby wearing boo-boo. Wear boo-boo finish. I think if she was wearing, she got an old bag, looking like an auntie. Why? She's a baby. She's probably 3 years to 5 years. She's meant to look cute. Babies are meant to look cute, not sexy or hot.
Okay.
So these are things that the parents will even allow the child to figure themselves out. Because there's one of my mom's friend that she did not pierce her children's ear. She said that if they want, then the dog will pierce it. That is how they find themselves, not the one that you're making them look sexy at 3. Oh no.
Okay. So for the teenage girls now, because I remember there was one time in church, we're having a conversation around this, and we asked the teenagers in church, who is your online not online, who is your role model? That was the question that was asked. And I don't know if I can say her name on camera. I hope I'm not. But there was a particular celebrity that was trending in that period. She's a dancer, so I'm sure people can figure it out. She's a dancer, and all the girls in church were calling her name as role model, and it really alarmed our pastor in charge there were like, pastor in charge was like, so there is no other, we are of the Christian fold, right? We're Christians. So I would assume that they should be more Christian, godly role models that you would want to pick as a role model. So if I'm asking you what role model, and you're calling someone that I feel does not portray, so I should be alarmed. So are we saying that Christian teenagers now, teenage girls in church, they have misplaced priorities when it comes to role models? Are there enough role models for them to emulate as Christian teenage girls?
Yes, so there's enough, because a lot I come across recently. I just figured out one lady online. It depends on what social media brings to them. That's why you need to like check their phone. Depends on what social media brings to them. Sometimes my friend can share something with me on TikTok. I'll be like, how did this thing get to your FYP? They should be like, someone sent it to us. It's better. Because sometimes what they engage on most is what social media is going to bring for them. There can be a trend, there can be something that is trending now, and another person may not know about that thing.
Yeah.
And that's because of the kind of feed they are seeing on their social media. So I don't know if it's because, so let me just say that it's because of the kind of things that is coming to their feed, their FYP. That is what
so they may not know best to search for things that actually enriches their soul, their spirit, and their mind.
They don't know how they're going to search for Christian. It will not bring. It's not bring.
So I think at that point it is the duty of the parents
to help them search for it and search their phone. And I just feel like, I don't think that anybody should have a role model, or you might choose to have a role model. But I just feel like you should have something that inspires you, or something that someone does that inspires. It can be like, this particular person, I like the way she dresses. This is what you feed yourself with. Or maybe somebody that the mother is, maybe a girl that her mother is dressing her sexy and she's young. She started growing up to like something like that. So she's going to look for something like that on her social media, and people like that, people that wear those kind of things, is going to, except she finds herself in another environment that, maybe they don't dress that way, and she likes
able to build a new identity.
Yes.
So do you think, like the Bible says that when you train up a child in the way, I'm going to be using the she pronoun. Yeah. When you train up a child in the way she should go, when she's old, she'll not depart from it. All right. So, and I for one, I'm going to even say, like, I grew up in a very religious background. My dad is a reverend. He has been a pastor for longer than I was born. So, my environment was very spiritual. And there were certain things growing up as a teenager I knew that I was allowed to do, and certain things that I know were out of bounds for me because of how my spirituality was shaping. So it formed a kind of identity for me. So I want to ask, do you think spirituality or faith still plays a role in grounding young girls of today? Do you think that there are young girls of today who form an identity via their spiritual environment or beliefs that were inculcated into them from home?
I feel like there are some girls that, if they only have the identity when the people that discipline them are around, maybe their parents and by the time they are outside, they are totally different. So there are girls like that. So I would say, if we want to now avoid that, we first of all check their parents and their friends, the kind of friends they work with. It actually determine if maybe the friend is not helping them or the friend is helping them. Check the kind of friend they work with, and if maybe they don't have friends, their phone. There are some teenage girls that they're always on their phone. They're always inside. What are they pressing inside on that phone? What is that thing that is in that phone? You need to know as a parent, as a guardian, you need to know what is going on in that child's life before the girl goes to school, goes to university, far distance. You need to be sure that okay, you can trust this girl.
You need to be sure that she has an identity that is strong enough,
yes,
to withstand,
so that she won't be influenced.
Yes, the pressure that she will find outside.
You need to know what's going through her, what the thing she's going through on the phone, what she's watching, what she's reading, the kind of people she's, can have a conversation with your girl child. That what is that thing? Like, who is your role model? Does a child see you as a role model? What is your child's belief? Who are your friends? What did your friend tell you yesterday? Like, build this relationship, most especially the mother, if not the father. Build this relationship with your girl child. Have a conversation. Like the kind of relationship that when you talk to her, she's always ready to open up to you. That kind of relationship. So you're going to know how you're going to help her, or it's not until, because being a teenager is hard it's not hard for the teenager, but it's hard for the parents. That is when they become very stubborn.
Yeah.
When they become,
because they're trying to form identity.
Yes. So you need to help them to navigate that, to move on the right path. Because by the time they become very stubborn, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. You don't fight it with them. You make them understand that this is why I don't want this for you. It's not like I don't want you to live your life. This is why I don't want this for you. This is what will happen if you do this. Sometimes it's until you tell them that don't do this thing, don't do this thing. That's when they want to breathe. I'm someone like that. So you tell me don't do this thing. That's what wants to happen.
I want to see.
So you let them know what will happen. And so there's one story that I heard. I don't know where I heard it from. Anytime I think I read it from, I don't know. Anytime the children, our children or our child is watching something on TV, maybe you're watching African on TV, they'll be like, these are your brothers. If you misbehave, you go and meet them. So that is something that the child avoids.
Because she's still immediate consequences.
And I think that is why our parents also give us this, like, if you touch a boy, you get pregnant.
Yeah.
They're trying to hand.
Oh, that was the first word I heard after my first menstruation. It was my grandma that told me, she spoke my native dialect, the Asian language to me, like, I'm sorry. Like, if you go close to a man, you'll get pregnant. That was like, yeah.
Yeah, so that is why they came up with, I don't think you can do that anymore.
Yeah.
This generation, they are
they're not sleeping. They are woken up.
They don't even blink. Not to talk of.
They don't blink at all.
They don't blink. They know. That's what all things come out.
Yeah, they know.
So you need to actually tell them the truth.
Yeah.
To know. Say train up a child and blah blah blah. So you need to have this relationship at home with them. So by the time you go outside and something happens, you'll be able to come back home and tell you. Me, anything that happened, like, I don't want to know what will happen. I'm going to tell my mom. Even till now. That when my sister and I, we have that relationship with my mom. Even till now. So, that is, like, all those, I still don't understand the concept of, or what's going through the minds of these girls that maybe somebody, I don't want to use the words, someone harassed you and you can't tell your parents at home. Why?
No, but sometimes it could be their own reality at home. You just mentioned that whatever happens to you outside, you will tell your mom. That's because I feel like that's because your mom created a safe.
That is what I am saying.
Yes.
The parents should create that safe space. Should create that relationship that you are safe. You tell me. I'm not going to, you're safe if you tell me, if you let me know this thing that is going on. Yeah. Nothing is going to happen to you. So that's what I'm saying, that if the parents create, what I'm trying to say in essence now is the parents, they're the one that they need you. Your teenage girls need you. Your teenage girls, they need you. Like, they need you. I don't know how you want to take them out. It's not those things that they used to go and meet boys for. Do it for them.
Vibe with them.
Take them out. Don't dress them sexy.
What if that's how they want to dress? What happens?
You can leave them if
I
mean, if you're a baby, your baby is a baby. Don't dress
no,
her
we're talking about
sexy.
teenagers now.
If she's a teenager,
Yeah.
you're the one that's getting out the clothes, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So it's to get to a point where she'll be like, "Mommy, I like this dress. Daddy, I like this dress. I like this." Then if it's something that they can wear,
They can wear and follow you out.
you get it for them. If it's something they can't wear, it will even get to a point that they won't be able to ask for things like that from you. Maybe they cannot be like, maybe when they grow up, they'll get it themselves. They have money, they'll get it. So.
Okay, so thank you so much, Inioluwa. It's been a very enjoyable conversation with you. So now, wrapping this up, I want you to say something to any teenage girl out there that's watching us now, and also any mother of a teenage girl sitting right there that's watching us.
So first of all, to the teenage girl, I would say that you should listen to your parents. Be a child. Don't force yourself to grow up. Don't grow up with speed. You will get tired though. Be a child. You're a child. Be a child. Do things that children should do. Don't look at one grown-up person online
You're
and
not
say that
grown up.
you are still a child. Enjoy your childhood. I regret them now. Enjoy your child because I'm always indoor.
Confession of a frustrated Nigerian adult girl.
No, you hear me saying I'm just a baby. See, to get to a point that you want to reduce your age.
Yeah.
So be a child, enjoy your childhood. Now they will say that now that you're in your 20s, you're meant to explore. Yes. So now that you're a teenager, you're meant to be a teenager.
Yeah.
Be a teenager. Just obey your parents in the way of the Lord. Your mother.
That's a discussion for another day. That's a discussion for another day. There's a clause there. In the way of the Lord. Okay.
So obey your parents, obey your guardian, and if somebody is doing something that you don't like, tell someone you can trust. Have somebody that you can confide in, like that. Even if you don't have a diary, you can have a journal. That you know that when people read it, they'll not say that.
What do you mean don't have a diary? We'll just start this thing all over again. What do you mean don't have a diary? A diary is something that we encourage young people to have.
Have you come on? Don't have a diary. Just let's end it. You can have a journal to write things down, and
please, the mom
can write things down. That when your parents don't be writing something, when your parents see.
But what if they have these thoughts?
Tell it to them. Don't write it down.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? You do this relationship. If it's something you can't tell them, why are you doing it?
Oh my God! So as a teenager, I had some. There are wild thoughts that you're going to be having.
Yes.
That are absolutely normal.
Yes. Okay.
Because
maybe when you write it down, throw it away. Don't keep it.
It's not a discussion for another day. Please, let's advise the mothers.
The mothers, even the fathers.
Yeah.
Those fathers that don't used to play their role as a father. But you want to be forming man of the house.
I'm not girl.
I did not mention anybody. If the shoe fits, you wear it. If the attack hits you, I don't know. I did not mention names. I'm just saying there are parents that don't play their role. When you know you give birth, so it's a lifetime something. It's a lifetime.
Okay.
Just have this relationship with your child. Have this
become a
huge
safe
relationship,
a safe space for them.
Yes, because if you don't have, they go still safe space outside though, and
it won't be very
bad.
safe. It won't be safe. All right. So thank you so much, Inioluwa. We're very happy to have you. So if this has blessed you, please subscribe, share with a teenager out there, Parents share with other parents, and stay blessed.